Meeting to order. I'm glad everyone was able to join us today on this rainy, stormy afternoon. We're going to start with the courtesy resolutions, proclamations, and presentation portion of tonight's tonight's meeting, and we will start with a public hearing that it will be an amendment to the Anderson County zoning resolution. And if, Marjorie, do you want to come up and explain that? No. Okay. Well, you don't want me to.
This is just an interpretation. Basically, in the zoning ordinance, it says if you have water and sewer, you can go down to a minimum of 70 or a maximum of 7,500 square feet. So, but in each zone, it has a different requirement, whether you have water and sewer or not. This is just giving an interpretation of the minimum lot size, and all it says is the provisions which are more restrictive shall govern. Now, that's not saying you can't go lower. You just have to go before the Board of Zoning Appeals and the Planning Commission to have it approved. It's just an interpretation.
Okay, I did have a question, if that's okay. So, when we talked about the planned unit developments, that seems to be a little bit of an issue because I think it does say 7,500, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
So,
but other subdivisions that are not actually planned unit developments, it's going to be the more restrictive unless they get, approval through the Board of Zoning Appeals and Planning Commission.
that would be the approximate half-acre
right
lot. Okay.
It's according to what zone it is.
Right.
Any other questions?
So maybe a little backstory on this. So we've had a subdivision plat that was proposed, and they wanted to go down to 7,500 square feet lots. But it was in an agricultural, which would have been a half acre, but then they did a planned unit development, which put it back down to 7,500. But there was a lot of questions about the half acre versus 7,500.
Right, because it does say in the general regulations that, if you have water and sewer, you can go down to 7,500 square feet. But each zone is different, so each zone governs its own, and all we're saying is that the zones, the more restrictive is which one shall govern.
Does that make sense?
This came from the planning committee.
Yes.
Planning. Anybody else have any questions? Commissioner Capshaw?
I'm just trying to make sure I understand. So it's just an interpretation. It's not like set in stone. So say, we have a lot of companies are moving to Anderson County. And correct. So as far as like apartment buildings and those type of units, how would that apply to it? Because that was a question I've had.
It's according to what zone they're in.
Okay.
But typically, it's the more restrictive shall govern. But like I said, they can always apply for like a planned unit development with, apartments or condos or townhouses.
Okay. Thank you.
And planned unit developments have restrictions also. Okay. They have to have common areas, and there has to be so much green space. And Harold, am I missing anything on that planned unit development?
No. One thing I would like to mention is our land use plan that was adopted in 2018. One of the policies is where infrastructure, water and sewer are available, we should encourage higher density residential development. There's a lot to be said by that. And first of all, there's not a lot of areas outside in the county that are served by water and sewer. So we need to take advantage of that. First of all, if we go with the 22,000 square foot lots with water and sewer, The cost on those lots to the consumer is going to be over $100,000. That's going to be out of the price range of most of the market. So we really need to encourage higher density residential development where it can go with the infrastructure. Again, that's consistent with our land use plan, and that's what the Planning Commission has generally adopted as a policy. I'll be happy to answer any specific questions. Okay.
Any more questions? Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Edwards. Thank you, Marjorie. We appreciate it. That is all we had on the agenda for the 6 o'clock portion of the meeting. So with that, we'll be in recess till 6:30. Yeah, I'm hoping
All right, good evening. Let's go ahead and call the Monday, July 21st County Commission meeting to order. We have a quorum present. I know Commissioner Val just sent me a message. He's probably on the elevator by now. But what we'll do, go ahead and get started with our prayer. That will be led by Commissioner Palmer, and then followed by that will be the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Wandell. Commissioner Palmer.
Please pray with me. Father, we need your help tonight, obviously. I pray that you would guide our tongues, that you would guide our minds, that you would give us grateful hearts. We have so much to be thankful for in this country and in this county. And Father, I thank you for all of the blessings that you have bestowed upon us. Father, we need you in making wise decisions, and here we are again, making decisions that affect people that you care about. And so, Father, I pray that you would make us wise, that you would help us to fill us with your knowledge and help us to make good decisions that's righteous in your sight. And it is in the Son, Jesus Christ's name, that I pray. Amen.
Amen. All right. So we got a small crowd tonight. I like it. I asked Commissioner Yeager if we had a Conway Twitty cover band coming, but it doesn't look like they're here. So we're going to you're just stuck with what's on the agenda for tonight. So first, what we'll do is have our appearance of citizens. A lot of familiar faces, but some new. But I will go ahead and lay the ground rules for that. This is a time in the agenda that citizens will be able to come and address County Commission for up to 3 minutes. Commissioner Foster normally keeps time. Commissioner Yeager will be keeping time tonight. At the 30-second mark, Commissioner Yeager will give you the 30-second warning, and then at the 3-minute mark, we will call time. It is a hard cutoff. Now, with that being said, just some more ground rules. There's no derogatory comments, nothing inflammatory, no name calling. You address the chair in all of your comments. The other part is a pretty good idea of kind of what is on the minds of the folks in the room. So in keeping with what I've done for the last 18 months, we will be keeping speakers at a minimum in terms of speaking on the same subject. Some of you we heard at nominating committee. If we didn't hear from you and you want to speak at nominating, that's who I'll probably give a little more preference to at first. But in terms of the library board appointment and then anything else that's on the agenda, again, I will be cutting off after 2 to 3 speakers. So nothing new. Again, I just wanted to lay that out there in case you're not aware of how we've been running our meetings. So at this time, is there anyone who would like to address the County Commission on anything that's on the agenda or not on the agenda? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Yes. Name and address when you come, please.
Hello, I'm Donna Maloney. I live in Oak Ridge. We're a democratic republic, and as such, I have expectations of my government. I expect that all citizens be treated fairly and equally under the law, regardless of gender, class, sexual orientation, religious preference, or race. It is a fact that the First Amendment of our Constitution guarantees everyone free access to the free exchange of ideas and information, and banning books is a violation of the law. When a government restricts or prohibits access to books, that is the first step in the demise of a democracy. I also have an expectation that people in elected office will uphold those laws of the land, regardless of their opinions of LGBTQ people or their personal religious bias. The nominee who is being put forward by the nominating committee this evening, Mr. Vowell, has made it clear in a 2023 library board meeting at the Clinton Library that he will not rest until the materials he personally finds offensive are removed. That is per video. Mr. Allen was also on that video and expressed the same promise. This, even though our legal director at the time, Mr. Yeager, assured this commission that nothing offered in the Anderson County Library system violated any state or federal laws. Regardless, the librarians proceeded to work with the library board to make adjustments in their procedures to assure parents and the community that children would only be able to access appropriate material. It appeared at that time that they had come to a reasonable solution acceptable to all. And yet here we are. It is my hope that the commissioner who is elected to the library board will be willing and able to work for the benefit of all citizens and will be supportive of our professional library staff. I believe Ebony Capshaw is the ideal candidate for this task.
All right. So one thing I did leave off, while I appreciate the applaud, let's try to keep that at a minimum, all right? I find that disruptive. I think others do as well. You can definitely get your point across without clapping as hard as you can, I promise. We'll hear you. I did see Mr. Mullins' hand go up almost right after your hand, so I'm going to give Mr. Mullins the floor, and then we will go from there. Mr. Mullins, mic's yours.
I'm Nathan Mullins from Oak Ridge. He who spares the wolf sacrifices the sheep. I want to remind this board of the 2-year anniversary of House Bill 448, needed to strengthen First Amendment protections from censorship here at Tennessee school boards and commissions, expressly to counter motions such as the ones put forward over the last 6 months by the current Democrat chairman of this commission and seconded by his predecessor that would allow them to go to blank screen or cut the sound of public commentary, enabling a scheme to grease the skids for one of their mayoral campaigns. This parental rights bill was enacted by moral conservatives like Rep. Elaine Davis, united with regional liberty clubs, and co-sponsored by Roan Rep. Monty Fritz, who is also a friend of Mayor Terry Frank, and Rep. Ed Butler, as they are currently co-sponsoring a bill for strengthening religious liberty. Why censor us? It's not to ensure people don't wear the wrong campaign shirts or Trump hats. That's what the disclaimer and notices going out beforehand are for. Simply put, this plan to censor was created to run interference for Josh's mayoral campaign, as there are term limits preventing him running the library board a 3rd time. These Democrats intend to block our First Amendment rights by preventing people from commenting on Josh's culpability by installing the groomer books. As he was managing the library board and county
Mr.
commission.
Mullins, address me, and you're teetering on the line, okay, with some of your own opinion. Speak a little bit away from Commissioner Anderson and address the commission.
Okay, do I get my 30
Yes,
seconds back?
I'll give you 32.
Okay, thanks. I'm just acknowledging that Mr. Anderson was in charge of the library board and county commission when these radical hires put those manuals on the children's shelves.
Gotcha.
Currently, these same Democrat insiders have ensured the books are still available. The waiver the DA produced just protects the courthouse and keeps old grooming books out of the lobbies. Now there's a backroom deal to give Josh a golden parachute to run as a Republican. But Josh has never repented of his deal.
Mr. Mullins, let's pause this time. This is going to be a message for everybody that's in here. Pro Terry, pro Josh, I really don't care, to be frank with everybody. This is not political theater. This is a county commission meeting. This is a business meeting. We are not going to get into this campaign, whether it's for him, against her, or vice versa. And if I'm out of line, this commission can correct me if I'm wrong, but I am not going to listen to it. Okay? No. But again, we are. I am just not, for at least for 2 months, as long as I'm sitting here, not listening to it. So if this is about the upcoming election, then you need to come up with some more material, because again, I'm not hearing it. And that goes for anybody else that's out there that's going to come up and try to prop Commissioner Anderson up. I'm not going to listen to it. So that's my TED Talk for now. If you got anything else, please go ahead.
Well, on the radio last week, Mr. Anderson said the public didn't care about anything he did. So isn't that factual if it comes from his own mouth? I would insist that it's the opposites that's true, because the radicals that back him are the same people that don't care about any particular law, whether it's obscenity, immigration, election integrity, First, Second Amendment rights, or police enforcement. This county has a heritage of traditional Christian values, and this wolf in newly minted bloody red clothing should not be spared to cull our sheep. Everything I've said can be backed up by some of the people on this board as factual. It's been proven time and time again. So if you're pressing the red button, I think people should get to speak to that.
No, put it in the mailer.
Pardon?
Put it in the mailer when the campaign comes.
Or hire a lawyer because you're censoring me?
Whatever you want to do. That's time. All right, next. Mr. Walker. All right, Ms. Poteet, sorry if I...
Good. Amy Poteet, and I'm from Oak Ridge, and I apologize I wasn't here last month to address this, but I was in Roane County for another meeting. So thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm here today because I noticed one of you shared the number 8647 on your public Facebook page. That number is widely recognized as code calling for violence against the 47th President of the United States. As a constituent, I want to express that public officials carry the responsibility to be clear and accountable in your communication, especially on social media platforms where messages can be spread quickly and widely. Symbols, numbers, slogans can carry layered or even hidden meanings. Whether intentional or not, sharing content like this can raise concerns and create confusion, or even alienate members of the community who serve. Whether it was posted out of ignorance or intent, sharing it as a public official is both dangerous and irresponsible and is wholly unacceptable. We expect and we demand that our elected leaders, no matter which side of the aisle you're on, uphold the law and mold integrity and promote civil discourse, not incite hatred and endorse violence, even if it's subtly. We need leadership that is transparent, inclusive, and focuses on bringing people together and not dividing them through coded, controversial language. I hope that you all know that we voted you in here for a reason, and my constituent posted that on his Facebook page, and I am very upset about it. Because no matter what side of the aisle you're on, you represent both parties. And that should not be on your Facebook page, period. End of discussion.
All right. Yes, in the back.
Hi, my name is Lena Elizer. I'm an Oak Ridge citizen. I'm an avid reader myself. I have been a library patron everywhere I've lived. I've been reading since I was little. I'm also a parent of young children. I have 2 5-year-old twins. They are not reading by themselves just yet, but they're pretty close. They're real close. We've been reading to them since they were born. We visit the library several times a month. Like, they love it. We check out a wide variety of books from all sorts of different people. And one of the things books have done is help our family understand and empathize with people who live very different lives than we do, who have different struggles and different joys and cultures and beliefs than we have here in this place in this time. East Tennessee is beautiful, but it is a tiny dot in a huge, diverse world. And books are a very small window into millions of other people's lives. I don't think that was me. So, of the books that the other commissioner who has been put forward by the nominating committee, of the books that he and his associates have attempted to ban and have promised to continue to attempt to ban from the library, a lot of those books represent the lived experiences of LGBTQ plus people. And since I assume that my young, impressionable children are who we're trying to protect here from what everything I've heard, I just wanted to assure everyone, first off, that we know a lot of LGBTQ plus people. We know a lot of trans folks and a lot of gay folks, and they are some of the most beautiful, caring, loving people that I am honored to have in my life. And it is deeply upsetting that we want to take their experiences from the library, where everyone's experiences are supposed to live, to be represented. So I am far more concerned about the fact that LGBTQ plus children are 4 times more likely to attempt to commit suicide because they feel alone and unseen. Something that could be helped by something as simple as a book in the library representing their lived experience. That's really all I have to say tonight. With all that being said, I implore you to vote for Ebony Capshaw to put forward for the library committee. I think she has made it clear that her priorities are making sure the library is a safe place for all Anderson County citizens, not just the ones whose lived experiences represent a select group of conservative men. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right, before we move on, is there anyone here that is not wanting to speak on books or political landscape? Shayla.
Good evening. Shayla Wilson, Executive Director at ASAP. Just wanted to bring 2 new employees that we have on staff to introduce them to you all tonight. First, I have Wendy Manis. She is going to be a prevention coordinator with us, primarily working with youth. So you will see her at the vaping class if you come and attend, or in our schools in all 3 school districts as she starts that journey really coming up here in August. And then really exciting, have been keeping you all up to date over the last few months of a new position that we're going to have here in Anderson County, and she has been on staff with us now for a few months, and that is Cassidy. Cassidy Newman is our care coordinator, and so she is working directly with EMS and first responders, responding to those overdose calls and helping in that capacity. So just really excited to have them on staff and wanted you guys to get the chance to meet them.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, just the tally that I have right now, we've had 2 folks speak, obviously not word for word, but pretty aligned. Is there anyone that has an opposing view on the library board as we? Yes, sir. State your name and your address, please.
I'm James Arthur. I'm from Oak Ridge. And about a month ago, I heard Commissioner Allen on the radio talking about how he loved libraries as a little boy and how a librarian took him under her wing and showed him around and brought him in contact with all kinds of wonderful books. And ultimately, it led him to become an engineer. He got inspired by books about inventors and scientists, and it really touched me because I'm that same kid. I had that same experience. I learned electronics from the library. And about a year ago, I went to the Clinton Main Library, and I was disappointed to see that they only had one book on electronics, only one. And I took photos, or I have photos, and I checked recently, and they still only have that one book, and it says it's for complete idiots. So,
That would be for me.
pardon?
I said I would probably need that one.
Well, last time I brought it, one of the things that I've designed, it's for taking high-speed movies with electron microscopes. But I was inspired the same way that Commissioner Allen was. And we are a community of scientists and engineers, and our library doesn't have books for scientists and engineers. So I thought Commissioner Allen would be a wonderful person to supplement that and fill in that gap. I didn't mean to talk about the other issues that people have brought up, but just very briefly, public institutions, we create public institutions to promote the public good. We all come together and support the things that advance the society. And so we have a limited capacity in the library, so we don't, there are things that we tolerate but don't promote. Like, for example, we don't have books on how to be a really great alcoholic, or how to cheat on your taxes, or how to be a really good thief. And we tolerate those people, but we don't promote it with public institutions.
30 seconds. Oh, sorry, Phil.
And it also means that we don't reject those people. It's not hate. We don't throw them out. And it's also not banning, because anybody can buy these books if they want to, but we don't promote it with public institutions. That's all. It's not hate.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Arthur. Is there anyone else that would want to, on what side? Because I'm, okay. We're going to, please come up, because I'm about to wrap this up. This is the last.
I'm Carolyn Boswell from Norris. I just rotated off the library board. I've been on it the last 3 years, and I've seen a lot of good work and a lot of disturbance. And I wanted to tell the gentleman who just spoke that all 4 of the librarians in the group that the Anderson County Library Board serves are more than happy to order books that are requested on whatever subject they are requested. In fact, the book whose picture was shared here and blow-ups were made of it, that had the questionable graphics that upset so many people, that book was bought by a lovely librarian as a special request from one of her patrons, and she treated it the same way she treated all, and it was not a banned book. It was not pornographic, but that's how the books are collected, by the people who in the community requesting them, what they're needed, and our librarians do a fabulous job of pulling things together that all the people in the community want. And I would love to see that tradition continued under an apolitical scenario. And I think we have a very good chance to do that if we made one of our choices rather than another, because there's a huge difference in people willing to fight for the right to read. Thank you.
Well, Ms. Boswell, that didn't seem too mixed, but thank you. I understand. All right. As if this is about the books, we're not. Is it about the books? No, we're that ship has sailed. All right. Is there any? No. We're going to move on to the approval and correction of agendas. So first, what we have is the consent agenda. Do we have any? Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda? All right. We have nothing on our board back up here. But for the time, we have a motion to approve the consent agenda as submitted. Is there a second? We have a second by Commissioner White. Any discussion on the consent agenda? All right, seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, the regular agenda. I know, Robbie, you had an addition to go to your report, and that is a grant application for the highway, correct? All right. So we'll add that under the finance director's budget report. Is there another thing? Commissioner Varon had reached out. I think he has some questions for Dr. Parrott in terms of funding. Is that still the case, Commissioner?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dr. Parrott, we're going to have that in under your section. Is there any other additions or takeaways? Yes, ma'am.
Can we move the nominating committee report up to elections? with the
Yes, that
library
makes
board?
sense. All right, any move nominating will coincide with the library board appointment process. Is there anything else, commissioners? Mayor, did you have anything?
No, sir, I did want to just, if I may, under new business, just raise, just discuss a couple of things about the TDOT Norwood grants, if possible.
T. Norwood grant. Under new business. Well, Mayor, if you want, I mean, for the sake of it, after you do your status updates, do you just want to hit it? All right. All right, under, yes, ma'am.
Under new business, I would like to add the election commission under there.
The what, ma'am?
The election commission.
Election Commission. All right. So that'll be 9A, Election Commission. All right. And he's absent today. Mine's a little, I think it's stuck because it shows from last meeting. See, do I? All right, so just a recap of the additions. We have the Highway Department budget, the grant application. Under budget, Dr. Parrott, questions regarding funding loss from the federal funding, correct, Commissioner Barron?
Yes.
And then we have the mayor going to, under her report, talk about the TDOT and Norwood grants. Is that correct, Mayor? Did I say that right? All right, and then nominating will be done during the library board. And then under new business 9A, we will have the election commission requested by Commissioner Beauchamp. All right, seeing no other discussion, is there a motion? All right, it's up there now. We have a motion and second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. First, we will go to the public hearing report by Vice Chairwoman Vandergriff.
Thank you so much, Chairman. Earlier this evening, we did have a public hearing to discuss an amendment to the Anderson County zoning resolution. It was a interpretation. So I will need a motion to accept.
All right, we have is that still we need to reset is it?
That's.
Oh, so, all right. By Commissioner Beauchamp, second by Commissioner Capshaw. Any discussion on this motion? All right, seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Motion carries. All right. Is that all you have, Commissioner?
That is all I have.
All right, we will move on to the elections. Also, the nominating committee report, which is why we're having an election section. So I will turn it over to Chair Lady Palmer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The nominating committee met on July the 10th for the purpose of recommending a commissioner to sit on the Anderson County Library Board. 3 commissioners were nominated and a roll call vote was taken. The results are as follows. Voting for Commissioner Val was Commissioner Mays, Commissioner Palmer, Commissioner Isbell, Commissioner White, and Commissioner Beauchamp. Voting for Commissioner Allen was Commissioner Allen. Voting for Commissioner Capshaw was Commissioner Anderson and Commissioner Smallridge. Commissioner Val will be the candidate recommended to full commission for approval. And with that, I would like to make a motion to accept the recommendation of the nominating committee to appoint Commissioner Val to sit on the Anderson County Library Board.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Palmer, seconded by Commissioner Isbell. Any discussion on this motion? Commissioner Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I know Commissioner Val wasn't able to make it to nomination committee, but I just thought if you wanted to take a minute and maybe just talk about your interest in the library board and maybe comment on the work we've done in the last couple of years as far as changing some of the policies and things, kind of how you feel about that. Are you good with some of the changes we've made as far as where we've moved some books? What would you like to see different? You just take a minute for that.
If the chair will allow.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, 30 seconds, I don't know.
30 seconds.
I know it's a lot for you. No, I just, yeah. You can go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I want to say that I have the utmost respect and love for Commissioner Allen and Commissioner Capshaw. I think both of them would do fine jobs if they were elected to the library board. The reason I'm interested in it is because even though there has been a lot of progress made over the last year and a half, 2 years, I think there's more progress to be made. I've been very hopeful that the library board will make those changes, and I would love to be a part of that. I will say that, and it's not a shock or a surprise, but that some of the comments that have been made here tonight have been incorrect, but that's okay, because I understand how that happens. I am not inclined to go in and demolish any library in our system, nor do I believe Commissioner Allen ever had that intent as well. I think he and I are both wanting to get to the same place. Maybe we want to take different routes to get there, but I think both of us would want to get to the same place. I don't have a preference when it comes to heterosexuality, homosexuality, when it comes to books. Any sexual photograph that is allowed to be handed to a child concerns me, and it's not a fact of the LBGT community. As far as the current policy that's been in place, if they are restricted, those books are restricted from the children. Certainly I'm satisfied with that. However, I want to confirm that that policy was being implemented and stays in place. That's what got the ball rolling with this issue, if some of y'all will recall. So I'm not playing hide the ball. I'm not trying to hide anything from my fellow commissioners. If you vote for me tonight for this appointment, then I would greatly appreciate it. I'm going to try my best to keep the library system moving forward. However, the books in the library is one of many issues I think that we could improve upon. So I appreciate it, Mr. Chairman. I know that was longer than 30 seconds, but considering my habits, I thought it was pretty good.
I would definitely say so. Commissioner Capshaw.
I was just trying to make sure I know you called for us to cease. After this, or, you know, the three candidates are still able to speak, or we
So-
voting straight ahead? I just want for clarification.
Yeah, so the way that I see this from an operational standpoint is that we have two routes that we can take.
Okay.
Is there's a motion on the floor to accept the nomination from the committee.
Okay.
And a second. However, I mean, amendments obviously can be made. The other route that could have been taken was throw them all in a pool and we basically redo what we did at nominating. What Commissioner Palmer has done is say, let's as a commission take the recommendation of the committee. That's what Commissioner Isbell seconded. So that would be the vote right now. If nothing is amended or anything changes, the vote would be to accept the nomination of Commissioner Val, which was recommended by the committee. So at that point, you know, unless there's an amendment to this motion or if it fails, that will be the direction of this motion. So, Commissioner Varon.
Yes, I would just like to see a vote on all the nominees rather than just pass this.
Well, then we're going to have an amendment. We have a motion on the floor, so that we need to have an amendment to the motion.
Well, can I make a motion to?
Well, you need to hit your, just so we're, amend it and state what you're really wanting, what you're specifically wanting, and then we'll go through. All right, so your motion to amend is to accept all three candidates as nominees, and we vote on all three candidates.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's the motion. Is there a second to his motion? Commissioner Smallridge. All right. Any discussion on the amended motion?
Board vote on this?
Yes. We will have a board vote to pass this amendment. Yes means we are going to have all three in the pool, and at that point, by rule, we also can take nominations from the floor. Obviously, they have to be nominated by a commissioner, and they have to be a commissioner serving. So, no other discussion. Commissioner Yeager.
This is, we have two commissioners missing, but we still are under a 9-vote passing.
That's correct. All right. Are we good in the back to go to a board vote on the amendment? All right. If you will go to your board and vote. Motion fails. So we are back to the original motion by Commissioner Palmer, which is the recommendation of the nominating committee to recommend Commissioner Val to the position. Commissioner Smallridge.
No, I didn't.
Okay. It just popped up there. All right. Any other discussion on this? Are you requesting it? Did you request a board vote on this one?
Yes, sir. Oh, on the amendment,
On this one as well?
I think that'd be best.
Okay. All right. We have a motion and a second. If we could go to the board and vote for appointing Commissioner Val to the library board. (11) yes, 3 no, motion carries. All right.
Thank you, Commissioner.
All right. We will move on. Is that all you had, Commissioner? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, County Mayor Terry Frank.
The one action item I have is the reappointment of Dr. Darinka Malusinik-Polchin as the medical examiner. Per TCA, a county medical examiner shall serve a 5-year term and shall be eligible for reappointment by the county mayor with confirmation from the county legislative body. She has done an excellent job. She's appeared in front of this board several times, and she's always welcome to come back, but I'm requesting her confirmation.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Allen. We have a second by Commissioner Isbell. Is there any discussion? All right, Commissioner Wandell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mayor,
the annual cost for that?
The annual cost of it has been $400,000 for many, many years for the medical examiner services. And so that is, you know, autopsies, medical investigators. They send investigators to all the death scenes, all of the above for the medical examiner services. And that, the contract is handled separately. So the appointment doesn't necessarily align with the contract term, so.
When will we find out about the contract term?
Well, we're in our, we just renewed for this year, so we had the contract with, I think we're on our last year of renewal, but I'll have to verify that.
So when we go to that, it'll be brought before us to
Correct.
take action? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. All right, any other discussion on the motion? All right, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Then next I put in there the monthly animal shelter monthly stats. Those were included in your agenda. And then status update on several questions that were asked.
Hey, Mayor, I want to interrupt just
Yes,
really
sir.
quick. If there's anyone that's wanting to clear the room, you can, we'll go ahead and allow for that now, because I think there's a big portion of people that were here for the library that we don't want to bore with the other stuff. Good call, Phil. Sorry, Mayor.
Oh, no problem.
Go ahead.
I just put a status update on there in terms of operational audit, fencing, the vacancy at the shelter field, the USDA, and the City of Clinton Planning Commission approving the site plan. All of those are in progress.
All right.
Then the TDOT multimodal and TAP grant. So what I wanted to kind of ask commission for your input on, for the crosswalks and the pedestrian pathways at Norwood Elementary School and Norwood Middle School. We have a TAP grant, and then we also have a multimodal grant. There are two different grants for that particular project. We are finished with all of the environmental on them. And as you can imagine, as we're seeing with most things, there are increases in the cost of construction that are expected. One of the things we can do in working with the engineers and speaking with TDOT is we could transfer our multimodal grant all over to the TAP grant. What would happen there is then there are new grant opportunities that are coming forward, and we could apply for one of those. We would be eligible by closing down the multimodal. And I wanted to share that as an idea with Commission. I'm going to have a couple of more meetings on that and can come back, but I just wanted to put that out there, maybe see what your thoughts are. Of course, it's not a 100% guarantee that we would win another one to get increased funding, but it would, it could possibly help from everything I'm understanding.
All right. Let me pull it up. Commissioner Wandell.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to go back to the animal shelter stuff, so I'll stand by till this
Please go ahead.
discussion's over, okay?
Is there any questions for the mayor on the TDOT Norwood pedestrian grant opportunities? Commissioner Allen?
there's, I can't remember which one is which. So the multimodal is, I want to say it's like 800,000, and, or I might be having these mixed up. And then the other one is like $1 million, close to.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Is there any other questions about this specific? All right, Commissioner Wandell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mayor, I appreciate what you said, but unfortunately, some people at home might not know what all's going on. So
Sure.
if you don't mind, it is written in your report, and I appreciate that. But, Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to kind of summarize, if I could, real quickly. The operational report, as the mayor mentioned, RFP is still in progress. As far as the new entrance and parking lot at the current shelter, it looks like the fencing funding has been approved by commission, purchase order in place at agenda deadline, post-set concrete curing. That's on the proposed new entrance and parking lot at the current shelter. And then the website, Facebook, phone communications still needs to be enhanced. It says a vacancy at shelter was filled on 6/25, so that could give more attention to those issues. Software in progress. And then the final item, Mr. Chairman, on the operation report was new shelter update and funding. And as the mayor just indicated in her comments, City of Clinton Planning Commission approved site plans. And Mayor, if you don't mind, the funding for the new shelter, where is it at?
So, Commission has approved the bond resolutions. The way the USDA works is, once we go to bid, which the construction documents were submitted to the City of Clinton, that's what triggered the request for the site plan approval. Now we have to go to bid. All of those documents were submitted to the purchasing office. They will work with USDA to make sure it complies, because USDA has a lot of things, like, for instance, a couple months ago, I think you all approved the contract amendment that had the Build America, Buy America in there. They will work with purchasing just to make sure that it complies with all aspects of USDA bid requirements. Once we have that bid amount and a contractor, then those blanks for the mechanical, the general contractor, there's a couple of different contractors that have to be filled in on the City of Clinton permitting. Once we have a permit, then the way USDA works is you go to interim financing. So that gets shopped for the best rate for a bank, and then during that construction project, this is how, for instance, Commission's familiar with it from the Bryceville Library. You go to interim financing, that pays for the construction. Then once the construction is complete, then you close out your loan with USDA, and USDA pays off that interim financing, and then you enter into your agreement with USDA for those annual payments.
One last question, if that's okay, Mr. Chairman. Yes, sir. Mayor, would you be open to the idea, if it existed, to join with the City of Oak Ridge to make one large shelter to share cost? And
yes, I know the City of Oak Ridge is doing a shelter now, so I did approach the City of Oak Ridge in the past and asked that very question, and was hopeful that that would happen, but at the time it did not. So, because I thought that was a great way to save money and
Right.
have efficiency. So I did work with Mark Watson on that, and it just did not, it wasn't something that was viewed favorably. And I understand they're a city of 30,000 people, and our unincorporated is about the same, so.
well, you're open to it. Mark Watson's been gone for a while.
Yeah.
But you're open to it.
Yes, but I mean, I don't want to put the shelter on pause again after we've gotten this far down. I mean, it has taken a very, very long time to get this far.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yep.
I have a question.
Commissioner Allen.
Ms. Mayor, how long would it take after we break ground to build this shelter? Do you know a time frame?
I mean, it would be safe to say a year, but it could possibly be quicker. I mean, it's, you know, it's not a very complicated building. So, and then it also depends on, you know, a lot is about weather.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I know that in the past you had drawings out.
Mhm.
I think it would be a good idea if there was a way that the people could see these drawings.
Okay.
And let them just go to a room somewhere and just look at the drawings. It's a very, very beautiful shelter. I think people will be absolutely pleased with it. And like the space for all the animals and the space for the workers there, it's just a wonderful place. So if there were a place we could just put those drawings out, that people can come and just look at them.
Yes, I will work with the architect, so I know I have a full set of plans in the office, and I could definitely make those available and just put those in 118A or maybe in the commission office where it's regularly open. I'm happy to do that, and I don't know, I'll just have to work with the architect on like what the proprietary portions are, which I think that would just be the engineering portion, which citizens wouldn't really, that's not relevant. But the outline, the site plan that was submitted to the city, all of that we could get.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Absolutely, I'd
Thank
be
you,
happy
Mr.
to do
Chairman.
that.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you, Mayor. Now, Ms. Copeland, always good to have you.
So I'm here tonight to give my annual report and come before you and ask to be relieved of the amounts that has been delinquent taxes that's been turned over to the clerk and master and the delinquent tax attorney. And I'll just read this for anybody watching at home so that they understand what's going on. I, Regina Copeland, trustee of Anderson County, have complied with the laws relative to filing reports of delinquent and insolvent taxpayers for the year 2023. Suits for the collection of said taxes have been instituted in the Chancery Court of Anderson County. I ask that I hereby be relieved of liability for the collection of delinquent taxes turned over to the clerk of master of Anderson County for the 2023 totaling $630,850.16. This does include real property, personal property, and utility taxes owed. I do want to add that that's almost 99%. We did collect almost 99% of our tax roll. So that's turning over just a little over 1%. So we're pretty pleased with that. We had hoped that it was going to be the less we'd ever turned in or turned over. We did have one that was almost $100,000 that got turned over, and it was the hotel that was up by the interstate that has the TIF. So we have still not collected that. So I just wanted to let you all know they are 2 years behind.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Val, seconded by Commissioner Anderson. Is this as a group, both of them? Is that okay with you, Regina? Can we take these together as a group?
Oh, I don't care.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion by Commissioner Val, seconded by Commissioner Anderson. Is there any discussion or questions for our great trustee? Commissioner Val.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to thank Regina. There was a time not too long ago that the collection of these was, well, I'll just say that they were behind. So it's great to see all this caught up. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Smallridge.
Yeah, Regina, with the hotel that's way behind in taxes, what happens now with that?
They'll be treated like everybody else. They will receive a summons, and if it is not paid, it will be sold by the delinquent tax attorney. They do have a sale scheduled, that the hotel won't be in it, but they do have a sale scheduled, the delinquent tax attorney does, with the clerk and master for, I think, September. And my understanding, I know I've been asked in the past, a previous delinquent tax attorney that hadn't took some to sale, which was 2014, 15, 16, and 17. My understanding, he has met with our new delinquent tax attorney, and he has signed off on joining together with him. So all of those years will be taken to sale in September.
Good.
Thank you.
99% is so good.
I'm-
Across the state, I'm telling you, that is,
I wanted above 99%, but
you're in the top 1% in the state by doing that, so great job.
I appreciate that.
Commissioner Yeager, your thing was on.
I know what.
Did we steal your thunder?
What's, do you know the fee situation they've established with each other about combining these forces? The two attorneys?
What do you mean, the fee,
Don't these attorneys collect
they collect 10%.
okay.
Above the tax, whatever the tax is.
Do you know if they're splitting or?
I
do you-
haven't asked that.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, the only thing that I think the 2014, 15, 16, and 17, I think the total real that was left on that was somewhere around 130,000.
Okay.
So a lot of it has been collected already. But I haven't asked about how they're sharing or what
Okay.
they're doing on that. I do know that he is still the attorney that they were turned over to.
Okay, thank you.
So I don't know that part.
All right, we have a motion and a second. No other discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Regina.
The second report, I have did you get the other report? Did you want me to tell you what it was, or you
Which
good?
one?
I
The
have two
property
reports.
assessor?
Yes.
I think
You
we
good
took
on that one?
That was part of the group.
Okay. Well, that works for me. I'm done.
Hey, we read the agenda, and we
I'm
read the
so
documents
proud of you.
contained therein.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted me to elaborate. Yeah.
Feel free to, but
Yeah. The property assessor came in case he had any questions.
no, we'll let you discuss it if we. I'm kidding, Johnny.
Thank you all.
All right, Mr. Gary Long.
Hello.
Hey, Gary.
Yeah.
We had, and this was for the highway, is that what this is for? The highway committee? All right. And is there any, and I know we'll get it to Robbie, but there's no need for Gary to stay around if he don't have to about the grant. Any questions for Gary on that? It's an easy night.
Good deal.
All
Any
right,
questions?
we do have the minutes on here from the road committee. If we just get a motion in a second to approve those. We have a motion by Commissioner Isbell, seconded by Commissioner Yeager. All right, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Gary, that's it.
Thank you, thank you.
Commissioner Isbell.
Oh, just one quick thing, some clarification where it says the sign suggested no left turn should be a commercial vehicles.
Combination vehicle.
Combination vehicle.
Wording we talked about in the meeting.
Okay.
Correct? Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right, Robbie.
Okay. And again, I apologize for not having a budget meeting this month because several things on this agenda that we should have met about. I forgot all about contracts, so that was the biggest reason we should have had a meeting. But anyway, I have 8 budget amendments on here, and I can take them as a group. I can take them individually, however you all would like to handle it. We do have to vote on 2/3 vote to approve.
Yeah. Commissioner Beauchamp has a motion. Is this as a group? Yes. Seconded by Commissioner Smallridge. Is there any discussion on this motion? All right, seeing none, we'll go to the board and vote, and it does require 2/3 passing. Motion carries.
Thank you. And 9 contracts, all have had legal review and legal approval from Mr. Brooks.
All right, so 9 contracts, Commissioner Beauchamp, with a motion seconded by Commissioner Allen. You said all have been reviewed by the?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there any discussion on the motion? Commissioner Isbell, you're recognized, sir.
I really don't know if this is a Robbie question or a law director question or a Shelley question, but under the opioid abatement funds and stuff, those contracts, and some of the people that have talked to me about that, although it wasn't specified in the contract they signed, but they want to be able to spend some of that money for training. Are they allowed to do that?
So, correct me if I'm wrong, if you want to spend the money for something other than what the contract stated, you need to submit I guess, exception or to the contract and tell us what you do want to spend the money for.
Okay.
So you can do that, you just need to submit that. And do you have that paperwork for the?
For like a contract amendment?
It's a contract amendments,
We
yes.
can, I'm sure, yes.
Okay.
And that
Okay.
was one of the first budget amendments, was the opioid funds
Mhm.
approved.
So,
to-
yeah,
Okay.
can contact Robbie and get that amendment. And then we will be having a meeting. We need to discuss some updates to the resolution, so.
Okay.
So
I'll
we can
let
look at.
people know that's what they need to do.
I'll see if I can't get that form uploaded on our finance page on the website. So,
Okay.
you know, it's available to anybody if they need it.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, any other discussion? Seeing none, go to the board and vote, please. It'll be 2/3. Thank you. I should have. Motion passes.
Okay, and on the Brownfield Identification Grant from the Mayor's Office, in the contract language, the original contract, which doesn't expire till the 31st of this month, there is a contract extension for 6 months, but just to be safe, we were hoping for a motion to authorize a 6-month extension of grant contract inventory of brownfield sites between the State of Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation and Anderson County Government, and authorize the execution of necessary updated grant contract documents that reflect this extension, including a budget amendment. So just to be safe, better safe than sorry.
All right. All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Beauchamp, second by Commissioner Allen for the contract extension. This will require 2/3 vote, but we won't need to go to the board. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. And Resolution 2507-1220 is a resolution for archives to accept credit card payments.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Isbell, seconded by Commissioner Allen. Commissioner Yeager, you're recognized.
Will there be a fee for credit card use?
There always is a fee for
Like
credit.
3% or something like
Yes,
that?
and the customer is responsible for the fee.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Any other discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, and what everybody's been waiting for tonight, the resolution for the tax levy in Anderson County, 2507-1222. The City of Clinton tax rate 1.48891, the City of Oak Ridge 1.40656, and the Anderson County 1.50376 is the new tax rate for the county and the 2 cities.
All right. Is there a motion to approve this resolution? We have one by Commissioner Smallridge, seconded by Commissioner Capshaw. Is there any questions or discussion on the motion? All right. Seeing none. Parliamentarian, this is we can do a voice vote on this, can't we? Or would y'all rather do a board vote? Let's go to the board and vote on this one. This will take 2/3. And we've got Commissioner Wandell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I assume we're voting on this resolution 25-07-1222. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And are we confident that with these rates that we're going to be able to meet the budget we passed?
Yes, sir.
Are we going to be on target with the budget, or are we going to be a little short? We're going to be a little.
We'll be a little better with the budget.
And
with these
then,
rates.
so my next question, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
how much money rolled over this year?
We won't officially know that. We haven't even closed June yet till August the 15th is when it officially closes. And then we will, I can have some unaudited numbers in the August budget meeting, but until we have an audit complete, we won't have an audit, official numbers. But we can be pretty close in August in the budget meeting.
So what happens hypothetically if, let's just pick a number, $3 million or $1 million rolls over? How does that work? And we've passed a budget, we've set the rate, then what? That $1 million, what happens?
That rolls into the fund balance, and undesignated fund balance 39,390,000.
Does a percent of it go into?
We do a
capital?
percentage after audit's final. I usually wait till then, and we do 20% into the capital projects, that 34785 code assigned for capital projects.
So and I'm going to support this, Mr. Chairman. I know there was a lot of talk, or some talk, about taking rollover funds and also trying to look at a way to carve out some for fire safety in the county, so we could have a fire marshal or whatever it's called, and then have enough funds to kind of support our all the time serving volunteers and municipalities to a certain degree. Is that something we're still doing, or are we going to just kind of move on into business and then next year will come around, we'll have to wait till next year, or what? We talk about it, but.
Right. Well, the mayor's brought that up the last two budget seasons, a part-time fire department and a fire marshal, and it's not passed in budget, but it has been discussed.
Well, I'm going to vote for this. I just hope that next budget's meeting, that there can be some attention given to putting money aside yearly for the volunteers and the fire protection in whatever capacity the mayor and the budget committee see fit. That would be great.
Sure.
Thank you.
Commissioner Allen, you're recognized.
Just out of curiosity, hypothetical, I will support this. If it doesn't pass, what hypothetically could happen? Do we go back to?
That's a good question, because we have till August 31st to pass. I think it's the 31st to pass a budget legally, and then the state can come in and take control of certain things in your county.
The state comes in?
The state can, if you don't have a budget passed, and they can start cutting things and cutting budgets, and so we don't want that to happen. I think we did go into August my first year as the finance director, but since then. We've done pretty good with budgets by June 30th. So the budget has been passed. This is just the tax levy resolution, and we are not making, it's considered, help me with the words here, Tyler, no non-revenue generating.
Yeah, new revenue.
Revenue neutral.
Revenue neutral, yeah.
So, and the only revenue we do exceed is new growth. So, and we have had some new growth.
I just want to say, if you wanted to touch on that, why our deficit or that number has shrunk, if you want to explain.
Well, when you have a 5-year, and Johnny can speak to this too, when you have a 5-year assessment, we have two ratios in those 5 years. The first one was like 72%, then it went to 46. Was it 46?
Yeah, it's awful.
56%. So we lost over $1 million in our tax assessment from those ratios. And I looked at something. The tax levy with this tax rate is less than what it was still in 2023 before the second ratio was hit the county. So we're just catching up with, with 100%. This is a new reappraisal, so it'll.
But of that growth, how much of it went to general fund? That was
300,000 to general fund and around 550,000 to the schools. But that's not just our school system; it's Oak Ridge, Clinton, and Anderson County.
Okay. Yeah, and I would say real quick, and I'll get to, with us moving to a 4-year, I know Johnny's probably talked to maybe Gabe or some people about it. there's a new part of the law, these folks that are moving to 432, is they can start doing indexing on an annual basis, which would in essence get rid of the ratio. So that is something that I know Johnny might want to continue to talk to Gabe about and then bring forward to us, because if that's something that we can do on an annual basis and eliminate a ratio, then that just puts us in a financially better spot.
Definitely, 100% for that, if that's
So,
possible.
Commissioner Vandergriff.
So I think I just wanted a point for the people at home. When Commissioner Wandell was talking about carving out some funds for the fire department, totally agree with that. But we did pass in the budget funds for each fire department. $50,000 would go to each one. So that is already in the budget. It's not that we cut the fire department out completely. So I just didn't want to get that confused with what you were talking about, which is carving out some extra funds. And okay,
Yes,
thank
and
you.
that was an increase from 27.5 to 50, so, and the cities as well received that.
Okay. Commissioner Val, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A few budget meetings ago, the chairman brought up a point, and my wheels have been turning about it since then. Robbie, is it possible for you to write a list broken up into categories? The first one, things we absolutely under statutory regulations have to fund as a county government. Things that we don't necessarily have to fund, but I mean, it's beneficial if we do, such as our rural fire departments. Matter of fact, as an example, I think there's not even a law that says we have to have an EMS system, but we want to have an EMS system. There is a law? Okay. So another category where we're not required to, but we want to. And then maybe a third category of it depends on how the budget looks. I have a former commissioner's voice ringing in my ears right now by making that request, and if he's watching tonight, I'm sure he'll be very proud of me. But if you could have that ready for the next budget committee meeting, I'd appreciate it.
Do my best.
Thank you, Rob.
All
Thank you, Mr.
right.
Chairman.
Yes, sir. All right, so we've got the Commissioner Wandell, you're recognized. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So if this resolution didn't pass, Commissioner Allen, I think, and it was talked about a little bit, but a continuing resolution be passed to operate the county by.
Well, we don't you don't have to adopt a continuing resolution. You automatically have one now until August, and then the state comes in.
So on this resolution we're getting ready to vote on, how much money will it generate in
How much?
revenue?
It will generate the same revenue as last year and $1 million, around $1,070,000 more. Growth.
So-
But we don't have final numbers yet that we have sent out to the citizens because we update until usually, what, September?
We still got bills out, and some that will come in due to the properties that will be appraised.
I guess I want to know what is the estimated.
Around $1 million, right? I mean, roughly.
I'm talking about the whole number.
You're talking about all of revenue.
Yeah, I'm talking about, what is it, 24 million, 78 million, I mean.
I would have to look that up. I have it, but I'll send it to you tomorrow.
I mean, just a range, you don't have to be.
42, I think the tax levy is 42 million.
Thank you, that's
something.
good, I appreciate it, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Isbell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Of that growth money, that's after the percentage, like it was 5 million, then we got it gets down to the 20% that we get, is that correct?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
The 1 million that we got in growth?
Yes.
That's the 20% of the growth, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I think I'm answering your question correctly.
Yeah,
but-
well, I'm just saying that, that's back before we voted on that, I said that's about what we was gonna have, and everybody was saying, man, that's astronomical. And
It is astronomical, to be
Yeah,
honest.
that's astronomical,
It's a big number.
yeah, so.
That's good.
And then the other thing is, is the difference between the penny, and the mayor talked about this to Finance Committee, what the penny did bring in under the old one and what the penny brings in now. That's,
Yeah.
have you got those numbers?
The penny, about $330,000 now, a penny does, and when it was 200 before, around 200, a little less. And Commissioner Wandell, I have that number, I wrote it down, actually, it's $52,254,216 is the total tax levy.
Thank you, Robbie. I knew you had it.
Just had to find it.
You got just a few running through your head.
Just got to find the right page, I got a small space here.
Thank you.
All right. Everybody understands the resolution? Everybody good? We'll go to the board and vote. We'll need a 2/3 majority to pass. Motion passes.
Okay, thank you. And the last thing I have is the grant pre-application for the Highway Department. It is a FLAP grant. Grant project costs $1,765,990, and the total, that's the total grant. 1.4 would be the grant, and $353,198 would be the matching required. And it's to widen and replace Blockhouse Valley Road and resurface Old Emery Road with guardrail improvements and bicycle lane, if we get the grant. That's what we list as the use of the funds.
All right. And this was added because we do have it was July 31.
July
deadline on it.
31st is the deadline, the application deadline, so we would not be able to meet that if we didn't have it approved tonight.
Sounds good. All right, we have a motion and a second. Commissioner Palmer, you're recognized.
Yes, so
Mr. Chair.
the total grant project cost is $1,765,990. The grant amount provided by the funding agency, $1,412,792. County matching amount required, $353,198, which would come from the Highway Department's fund balance.
The Highway Department's
Yes.
fund balance. All right, thank you.
All right. Commissioner Yeager, you're recognized.
Give me those levies. I wrote down the Oak Ridge 1.40, blah, blah, and can you get Clinton and Anderson County?
Clinton is 1.48891,
Oh, okay.
and Anderson County 1.50376.
All right, thanks.
All right. All right, we have a motion and a second for the grant application. Seeing no other discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, that's all I have. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you,
bearing with
Robbie.
me there. Thank you.
All right, Dr. Parrott, I know you didn't have a report, but I know Commissioner Varon had brought up a good point via email, and then if you just wanted to briefly touch on the federal funding cut
Yes.
that you had mentioned.
Thank you, Chairman Mays. Yeah, as you know, the new administration, they're looking at, I guess, closing down the Department of Education in Washington, D.C. And so with that, they have looked at doing a review of all of the federal projects. And one of the things that happened back in February was that they stopped all the ESSER funding. That was the COVID funding that we had approved. And so what happened with that, it was about $300,000. And that was, we had already paid for new door locks at Clinton High School and Anderson County High School, and tutoring for the year. There was a lot of states that sued the government, and then they got an injunction. And then so about 2 weeks ago, they opened those funds back up. So we have already got those funds. So ESSER is no longer, we've used all of that funds. I think we've got about $30,000 left in there that they say we can use for tutoring. So that helped us out because we'd already spent the money. The other thing now is they've, and I don't know all the numbers, but there's Title I, there's Title II, there's Title IIIA, there's Title IV. There's Title IV neglected, there's Title IIIA is after school, and one of ours, the Title IIA, is what they have not released. We don't know if they'll release that, and that's about $260,000 for Anderson County. That has already been, we already have people in those positions. We have academic coaches, we have tutors and things like that that are in those positions. So we're working on a plan to try to shore that up. But as right now, that's about $260,000. They've not said we won't get it. They've just said there's a review of it. We did this week on last Friday got an email from the state that IDEA money and Title II or Title I money, that is the money that goes to our economically disadvantaged schools. We have all of our elementary schools except Norris Elementary, and then we have Lake City Middle School. Those are our Title I schools. So they get extra funding because their free and reduced numbers, their economically disadvantaged numbers are so high. So that is about a $1.4 million budget, and so we have received that. Our IDEA, which is special ed, it's about it's a little over $2 million. We've received that too. So right now we're about $260,000 short, but we believe we've got to trying to work on a plan to do that because, as I say, staff's already in place.
All right. Commissioner Anderson, all right, can you remove that motion, and I'll go ahead and recognize you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So we're still good on the free lunches for
Yes,
every
right now
school?
they've not done that. We have one more year on community eligibility, so all of our students will eat free breakfast and lunch again this year. Yes.
And then
we're still-
how's the Head Start funding? Is that all?
Head Start right now is okay.
Is okay.
The state has, they've sent out some stuff from the state, from the feds about how to do enrollment. And nobody can enroll in a federal preschool program that is not, does not have legal status in the country. And we've not figured that out yet because there's a state and a federal law that says we can't ask for Social Security numbers. So all we can do is ask them if you're in the country legal, I guess. I don't know. We've not got any guidance on that yet. So everything's kind of up in the air right now with that one.
Okay, thank you. And how was the food pickups this summer?
The food pickups went great. I think everybody enjoyed it. The way we did it, we only could do it through the end of June because that's where the budget fell off at. But I think it was something like, don't quote me there, I think it was like 16,000 meals that we gave out over that course of the day. And we gave out, when I was at Andersonville 2 weeks, and we gave out over 500 each week. And so each group got enough for 5 breakfasts, 5 lunch. They got a gallon of milk. And then on the last day, they had a little extra money, so they all got a watermelon. So that was awful. That was good. So it's something I think we're going to try to expand more next year. Ray Ann Owens, our director of nutrition, she partnered with ETHRA, and so we did that through a grant through ETHRA. So it really did a great job with that. And I think it's something it proves that we had more people lined up than we had food for, and so it proves that there is a need out there in Anderson County to do that.
Commissioner Isbell, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, Dr. Parrott, I want to say congratulations.
Thank you. Yes.
That's pretty spectacular to be superintendent of the year for the whole state.
Well, I'm not the whole state yet.
For
I'm
the
just
East,
East
but,
Tennessee,
yeah.
yeah.
But it's
I won't
coming.
find out that till September.
Yeah. Anyway, congratulations.
Thank you.
And hopefully this new growth money will help take care of that deficit that you have.
Yes.
That I think we said 600,000 going to all the schools.
Yeah,
so
all the
that'd be-
schools. We get about 50 of every dollar that comes in. We get about 54 cents of it. And the rest of it goes to Oak Ridge and Clinton City.
And the Lake City Middle School is looking really good, and we appreciate all the support that we've got there.
Yes, we've got that has been a long time coming. We always do partnerships, and the group up there really got together and said, hey, what can we do and what can you help us with? And those coaches and teachers and community people, they've worked all summer on that
They're on
gym.
fire.
It looks good, and the outside, you know, and then the auditorium, we've got it all painted, we've got the floor done. We're waiting on the new chairs to come in, so I think once we get those to come in, it'll really look good.
Yep.
Just a couple of things. The Claxton School is on schedule. In 2 weeks, they hope to pour the slab for the K2 area. And this is new on me, they have said we will be out of the mud by November the 1st, and that means all the slabs will be poured. And so once you can get out of the mud before it gets too cold, that way they can work through the winter. And so if anybody wants to go by there and look the progress, just let me know. You got to have a hard hat and a vest on. They're really professional over there. They do a good job over there. So we started our new admin team today. We started meeting next Monday, teachers and staff report. The next Monday, our students will be ready and raring to go. So it's time for school to start.
All right, Commissioner Varon.
Yeah, Dr. Barrett. Whenever you find out about this 260,000, if it doesn't come through, will you come back to us?
I will. It's not above me to ask for money.
Tennessee's just poor on paying for education, and I've read different things about how low we are as a state and everything. Whatever we can do to bring Anderson County up to top 10 school or something like that, I'm all for it. So
keep moving forward. Yes, sounds great.
All right, Commissioner Allen.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, you mentioned that all the students get free lunches. Is that
Yes.
every student in Anderson County Schools?
Every student in Anderson County Schools gets free breakfast, free lunch, and if they stay for our afternoon program, they get a snack. Yes.
So these are students that are not financially disabled or concerned. So all the students.
Every student,
Every
yes,
student.
yes. Because it's called community eligibility because our school system, there's enough free and reduced that
There's
does
a
that.
threshold that once you get to the threshold,
Yes.
all the
Yes.
students go
Now,
free.
it cost us some money to do that
Yes.
because some of our schools don't meet that threshold, but our Board of Education voted to use that funds to make sure that every student. Now, there may be a day that doesn't happen. I hope I'm not director when that happens because but it is true. And especially even when, what is amazing about that is when we went to everybody eating, our breakfast numbers almost doubled because now people eat that, and that stigmatism with, I've got to put my number in, now everybody's the same. So.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is that it, Commissioner Allen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Commissioner Smallridge, you're recognized.
Yeah, Dr. Curran, I'm sure you may not be able to answer this right off the cuff, but looking beyond this year, even in the future, do you have a feel for how many federal programs and how much federal money is at risk potentially?
I think you're going to see that. What's going to happen is if the research that I've read is, like right now, every school system gets a percentage. There's a percentage out there. But the plan is from the government in Washington is to take all that money, send the same money to the state, and then it would be put into block grants. So people would have to put in an application, and if you got that block grant, you could do it. If not, then you could lose that money. But it would still, I think the money's still going to come from the federal government. I just think the way you get it's going to be up in the air. So I don't know how much planning you can do every year if you have to do that grant and you don't know if you're going to get it or not. So that's kind of concerning about that.
A lot of uncertainty.
Yes, there is. The one certain thing you can have on August the 4th, we'll have about 5,900 students walk through the door, and we've got to be there ready for them.
All right, Dr. Parrott, thank you.
Thank you all. Have a great night.
All right, we will go to the law director.
Report is very common. Just a couple of things, I'll answer any questions that the commission might have on anything that's in the report. There are a couple of things that happened, I'll say, after we went to press, and I'll touch on those. One, there's been a lawsuit laying around for several years that was filed by the Harbor family against Anderson County and Jay Yeager, and it's been lying dormant. Today, the estate of Jay Yeager was substituted in, and I expect it to pick back up. That has to do with, you guys will know more about it than I do, but it has to do with the jury verdict. We're going to be preparing a resolution in regard to national opiate settlements. We had received information that 8 had been settled last week, and then even today there were 2 more. So we're going to catch all 10 of them with a resolution. I think we have until September on some of them, in October on others, to get the resolution in, but it'll be ready in August for this commission to take up. That's it. I do have a resolution that we worked on at the request of operations, and a couple of letters that we worked on as well. I don't know what the committee's pleasure or commission's pleasure is with taking them up, but we were asked to do them, and they're in the report.
So the resolution that's under your action item, Commissioner Isbell, do you want to take that up now, or do you want to wait till your report? It's the ASAP litigation tax? Okay. Commissioner Wandell?
Well, I have a different subject, Mr. Chairman. I'll wait.
Okay.
Thank you.
Commissioner, we have a motion. Hold on one second, Commissioner Caption, I'll get right to you. Commissioner Yeager has a motion on this resolution, and it is to
defer. We really have had a lot of time to have a discussion about this. I'd like to defer this for 3 months.
all right, so we have a motion to defer 90 days for the discussion of the litigation tax for ASAP.
I'd like to amend my amendment. I'd like to defer this until the October budget meeting, budget committee.
October budget meeting.
Yeah.
All right, we have a second by Commissioner Isbell. Something tells me you didn't want to talk about the deferral, so keep hanging tight. Is there any, Commissioner Isbell?
This is on the deferral.
Yes, sir.
Talked to ASAP last week. They want to wait another 30 days. I think, is that correct, Commissioner Yeager? Did you get the same message?
No, I did not get that message.
Okay.
I did
I
talk
mean,
to
they're
Shayla.
okay
She
with
wants to
putting it on.
defer it.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Let us vote on this deferral motion. Are you wanting it sooner than October? So we'll see how this deferral motion goes, because unless you're.
I'm fine with October.
October?
Yeah.
All right. So the motion is to defer this to October budget meeting, that is 90 days, right?
It's just inside of 9 days, by a week or 2.
All right. You want a board vote? Please. All right.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
from what Shayla was talking about, I'll withdraw my second
Okay.
for the 90-day deferral.
All right. We have a motion for 90 days. And we have a second by Commissioner Beauchamp. And we have a request for a board vote. I know Ms. Comshaw is not talking about the deferral, and really there's no debate on a deferral, so I shouldn't have even allowed discussion, but so let's go to the board and vote on this deferral motion, and then we'll see where we land. If we can go to the board, please. It says deferring it to October budget. We don't need 2/3 on that. But motion does pass 9-5. All right. Moving on. Commissioner Capshaw, I know Commissioner Wandell. Was this about the law director's report?
Yes, I know you were talking about the litigation with Jaeger. I'm not familiar with that, so can I get that information sent to me, like some background on that, please?
Yes.
That's just all I wanted to ask, because
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have no
Thank
idea.
Thank you. Commissioner Wandell, is this for Mr. Brooks?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We had talked about and passed a motion to support a letter, resolution number 25-05-1214, and I'll just read the front of the caption here. Resolution requesting assistance from the state and the U.S. legislators representing Anderson County and seeking state and federal grants to help bring safe drinking water to the Briceville community. I think Commissioner Isabel and probably, I'm sure Commissioner Val would like for us to add New River in there.
Rosedale.
Oh, excuse me, Rosedale. Is that good? So we'd like to amend that, but I guess my question is, Mr. Chairman, has the letter been sent, or this is a draft?
The resolution was passed, and the resolution has been sent, as I understand it.
Okay.
To, I know Representative Scarborough, and Mayor, you may want to jump in, because I got information from her this afternoon that it's kind of beyond, it's federal money that comes back to the state, and the state then decides how to allocate it among the counties, if I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah, on the WIN grant, so the eligible applicants are states, so local governments cannot apply for that, but the state can. So when you all were first talking about that, I did have a phone call with Representative Scarborough about this, who went and talked to TDEC, because it would be a state application. And he said they were gonna keep an eye on that. And I did reach out this past week to TDEC to ask for, did you apply? Did you receive any of the funds? So from what I understand about the WIN grants is if the state is an applicant, they receive funds, and then they can do with it what they want. I don't know if that could be grants, or oftentimes they'll pass that along to state revolving loan funds. They'll plug that money in. So I'm waiting to hear back from them on what they've done in that regard. That's on the WIN grants. So
In the Safe Drinking Water Act, do we know anything about that with the federal government?
I don't. So I thought the WIN grant was one that was under the Safe Drinking Water Act. It's got the acronym like
SDWA.
Yeah.
I think.
I do believe that is correct, Commissioner.
Okay. So these resolutions have been sent to the proper folks, and we're waiting for feedback, I guess?
To my knowledge, they have. I mean, I did not send them from my office. I don't have that in front of me, but my recollection was it even had Congressman Fleischman in there, and the representatives and Lieutenant Governor. Did it not have all the delegation or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, they have, but I will try to track it down and verify.
How about, Mr. Chairman, I'll just make a motion to confirm the resolution, and if it hadn't been sent to some, let's add in whatever the commissioners like to add, Rosedale, or
Okay.
they know
Okay.
that area better than me. But I'll make a motion for us to have the mayor pursue that and report back and send it out when ready, if that's okay, Mayor.
Yep, that's perfectly fine, and I'm happy to do that anytime you all, if you all want to just say you want the law director or the mayor, I'm happy to. And sometimes you specifically, like you've got a letter in there for the cemeteries, and you've asked the law director, just so we make sure we don't miss anything, however you all want it to happen, I'm happy to help.
As a side note, it might be good to have another Legal Services Advisory Committee meeting so we can talk about all these things.
Okay.
But, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
I
sir.
got it.
All right, we have a motion and a second for this addition, and for the mayor to send out. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you
Motion
for
carried.
adding. I appreciate it.
All right. Looks like we are to Operations Committee.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, under the Law Director's Report, Commissioner Wandell made a motion to approve Resolution Number 25-07-1218, mineral severance tax increase to 20 cents a ton. Seconded by Commissioner Yeager. Motion passed to forward to full commission for approval. The previous amount was 15 cents a ton.
Thank you. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Commissioner Isbell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I see this as, you know, a tax increase, and which will be passed on actually to the individual that's building a home or a company that's building a building. And I'm really not prepared to, until I do some more study and talk to some of the other people how they affect. I'm not ready to vote yes on that.
Thank you. All right, Commissioner Palmer, you're next.
I would echo the same sentiment. I had some questions here as well. So I feel the same way. I'd like a little bit more discussion. How much are we collecting? How much more will we collect if we go up? So just a few more questions that I'd like to have answered
All right.
as well.
Commissioner Wandell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This tax has been around since the 70s, and it's been the same amount since that time, and it's the one area that always increases even during COVID times when the money was down. It's the one area that increases. Yes, it's a tax. It's a tax on sand, gravel, and rock. When you purchase it, it's going up 5 cents a ton. It's then reported and paid to the state. Then the state disperses it back out to the counties and goes to the highway department. So really, it's just a way to increase more roads and more building of roads and bridges and things like that. So I see it as a full circle thing. I'm not I think many around this table know I've never been a tax guy. So I can still hold on to I've never voted for a property tax, but I will vote for a mineral severance tax. And I'll respect my commissioners if they're not ready to vote on it yet. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Allen. All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Yeager to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second it if I have a button.
We will,
Wait a minute. What's the motion? I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman.
to approve the mineral severance
Okay, yeah,
tax.
I got it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right. I'm going to ask for a board vote here just because I want to make sure, since we have a couple off. All right, so we'll go to the board and vote. Yes is approving the resolution. No is, of course, voting it down. Motion fails. It's by a majority vote. It needs 9 to pass. So the resolution fails. Well, when the system, no, I know what it says, but it takes 9 to pass. So, Commissioner Isbell.
Mr. Chairman, that don't mean that we can't bring it back up next month after we get some more studying done.
That's right. And if anybody on the prevailing side has a change of heart between now and tonight, we can bring it back up. Which I encourage.
Mr. Chairman, I think on that one too, you do have to have 2/3, but the enabling legislation that put this in place.
Okay.
I think it's in the resolution.
And just for the, it is confusing when it does say it by members present. And the only thing is that you can't lower majority without cause, and that would, unfortunately, tonight, No, you're good. You're good. Commissioner Anderson.
Yeah, I know you probably want to move on, but just, I know people are nervous about voting for tax increase, but we are one of the higher property tax counties because we don't have some of these other things. So
Top 10.
That's one of those things that takes some of the burden off the property taxpayers when you have something like mineral tax. So just something to keep in mind for next month. Or,
So you advocate a property tax reduction?
well, I
I'll
mean,
second that.
I would love a property tax reduction, but we're putting more pressure on the property tax base when we don't have this. It's just kind of.
All right. Commissioner Palmer.
I would just like to see the numbers and a little bit more information, that's all. It's not that I'm opposed to this, I'd just like to,
Okay.
I don't think we gave it a good discussion.
All right. Commissioner Isbell.
Okay, Commissioner Wandell made a motion to have the law director develop a resolution to address the coal severance, oil, and natural gas taxes in Anderson County, and for those funds be earmarked for clean water. Seconded by Commissioner Capshaw. Motion passed unanimous for the full commission for approval.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Commissioner Wandell made a motion to approve resolution number 25-07-1204, repealing the 2018 International Building Code and adopting the 2024 edition of International Building Code. Seconded by Commissioner Anderson. Motion passed unanimous for the full commission for approval.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Yeager and a second by Commissioner Varon. Any discussion on the motion? All right, seeing none, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion
Commissioner
carries.
Foster made a motion for the law director to draft a letter to the state to enforce the law on unwanted, spoofed, and robocalls. Seconded by Commissioner McCamey. Motion passed for the full commission for approval.
There's a draft in my report.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Any opposed?
And as a side note on that one, Mr. Chairman, the thing that we had downloaded and gave out to the Operations Committee of how to stop it from the federal side, I've done that on 5 phones, and it's probably been 70% effective. So, yeah.
That's good.
Okay, under new business, Commissioner McCamey made a motion to recommend abolishing the nominating committee, seconded by Commissioner Yeager. Motion passed for the full commission for approval. With that, Commissioner made a motion to eliminate all committees except operations and budget, and the law director looked at committees to see what is statutory. Actually, you've got 2 motions here, but it's all in one. Yeah. So, anyway, I would say let's take the first one.
All right.
The Commissioner McCain made a motion to recommend abolishing the nominating committee. Seconded by Commissioner Yeager. Motion passed for the full commission for approval.
All right, and just for clarification, so the filling of, let's say, the citizen positions, would that go to operations at this point? Would we need to spell that out in the rules?
We would need to spell it out in rules.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we have a motion to, well, we don't have a motion. Is there a motion to not, to get rid of the nominating committee? All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Yeager, and we have a second by Commissioner Smallridge. Any discussion? Commissioner Isbell.
And just for some clarification, I think, what we had talked about and exactly what we did tonight, we actually took it all up. Again, the nominating committee. And then sometimes on some of these committees, we only get 5 people that attend and 3 people make a decision. So that's why we're talking about combining some of these into where normally we have full participation in budget and full participation in operations. But what it gets down to is, on some of these smaller committees, 3 people make the decision for 16.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right. Any other discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, then the second part of that is Commissioner Foster. Wish he was here tonight. made a motion to eliminate all committees except operations and budget, and for the law director, let the committee see what is statutory. I seconded it. Before, I was completely against that, but then after, you know, talking to some others and going to these committee meetings and seeing, you know, that what happens is, you know, if it's a daytime meeting, people's got to work and they can't really get there, and it gets back to the same argument I just gave. You got 3, make a decision for 16, so.
So, Mr. Brooks, just for clarification on this, audit is a required committee by law, finance is a required committee by law, and budget is just a subcommittee in essence.
17 established by statute. Probably not all of them are required. We're in the process of looking at Shell versus May. But,
I know audit.
We got as much as we could get done trying to figure it out.
I don't want to make. I want to make sure this motion does not abolish audit, as that is a required committee by law, and then finance committee, of course, under the 81 Act, we've adopted that, so that has to be a committee. But Commissioner Beauchamp, your motion.
Yes, I would like to defer this back to operations, so Mr. Brooks can advise the operations committee of the 17 statutory committees that we need to have, and then move forward from there.
To August.
Yes.
All right. All right. We have a motion to defer by Commissioner Beauchamp, seconded by Commissioner Palmer. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
And no, Mr. Chairman, library board's not part of it.
All right. Is that it, Commissioner Isabel?
No. And I passed the gavel to Vice Chairman Yeager, made a motion to explore the possibility of putting solar signs at Highway 116 to Carroll Hollow Road, seconded by Commissioner McCamey. Motion passed for the full commission for approval. And I have to give kudos to Commissioner Wandell for looking into these electronic signs. And of course, I'm not asking for the money to be taken from the Highway Department either. Maybe, you know, a funding source from, you know, from commission. But what these signs would do is they'll do a couple of different things. Is one, they'll establish a speed limit, and you can actually program the sign to say, you know, no trucks or whatever. But the information can be downloaded to the sheriff's department too. It'll show a time that where they're, you know, they got speeding, you know, that's more prevalent, because you don't want to, you know, put somebody out there for, you know, 3 shifts just because somebody's speeding in the area. But there's all kinds of different things that go along with that, and the approximate price for those is $4,000. And I think, you know, what we need to do is really send it to a budget committee to look at.
All right. And so that's your motion, Commissioner Wandell's motion.
Yes, what he said.
Okay. All right. We have a second by Commissioner Varon. Is there any? And Annette, will you make sure that Robbie gets notice of this motion to add to the agenda?
And Mr. Chairman, what was talked about is actually doing on 116 as well, where you got, you know, those trucks that's coming down through there, and maybe some others. And with this, if it's successful, they've offered the company's offered a discount. Of course, I know, you know, the finance committee or the person committee would have to go out and look, you know, for bids and things of that sort. But this is all for information.
Good deal. All right, so we have a motion to send this to budget for consideration. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
And one other thing on those is it's very little maintenance, and it's solar. And basically the maintenance is, you know, you program it whatever you want to say, and then, you know, during the pollen times you have to clean the screen, and then, you know, when it snows you have to clean the screen.
Good deal. All right.
Okay. And then, of course, the property assessor has already left, and I'm just putting this on there, but kudos and credit goes to him for doing the $5 million pickup. I mean,
yeah, his
office does a good job.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That concludes the Operations Committee report.
Thank you, sir. Intergovernmental Committee, Chairman Wandell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Intergovernmental Committee met on July 14th. We talked about, Mr. Chairman, I'll share this with you, the TVA Bull Run update. There's two projects going to be taking place there. That's a synchronous condenser and the fusion power project. Of course, fusion power project's Type 1 energy, but the synchronous condenser is something I've been kind of learning about lately and trying to understand how that's going to work there. But so there'll be two projects at Bull Run. Oak Ridge Corridor Development Corporation, the mayor had Mr. Mike McGill come in, president of the Oak Ridge Corridor Development Corporation. Of course, our mayor sits on that body as well, and she gave a good report, and so did Mike. That development corporation is basically helping us, or leading the effort in the nuclear development in the region. Mayor, do you have anything you want to add to that? And then, Mr. Chairman, we had the General Sessions Court, Division 2. We had a lot of folks from Oak Ridge in, but there was a motion by Commissioner Smallridge to support Commissioner McCamey and Commissioner Beauchamp's request to have a workshop, and have the workshop at General Sessions Court, Division 2 courtroom in Oak Ridge. That was seconded by Commissioner Capshaw. Motion passed forward full commission with approval.
All right. So we have a motion to conduct a workshop for General Sessions 2 in Oak Ridge. Commissioner Beauchamp, did you have a tentative date, or are you just going to get with the judges and get back to it?
I thought intergovernmental and maybe work with Judge Tuck and see.
Okay.
And maybe.
I'll be happy to.
Mr. Brooks.
Okay. All right, for a date to be determined. We have a motion and a second. Any quick discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
There was some discussion, Mr. Chairman, on the American Nuclear site. It's in District 1. It's about to be cleaned up, and Mayor certainly staying on top of that, and she'll have more information on that here soon to hopefully wrap that project up for American Nuclear. Mayor, do you have anything else you want to add on it? That concludes the report, Mr. Chairman. We'll meet again August 11th at 5 p.m.
August 11th at 5.
That concludes my report, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We've already done nominating. Thank you, Commissioner Palmer. New business, Commissioner Beauchamp.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to bring up the Election Commission to talk about their agendas and their meeting minutes. I've had several constituents reach out to me in the last month or so about how they can't get the agendas in time, they can't get the meeting minutes, and they want to get those ahead of time. So I was going to make a motion that those Election Commission meeting minutes be put in our commission packets. That way we can review those as well, and we know what's going on with our Election Commission. So I know that they meet after we do for our county commission meetings. So our August meeting, we should be getting July's meeting minutes. So I'd like to have that. I'm going to put that in a motion that we get their meeting minutes every month.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Beauchamp, seconded by Commissioner Allen. Is there any discussion? The only question I would have is who will ask this? Mr. Brooks, would you be asking, who will be asking the commission to do this?
Election Commission, I can reach out to them.
Thank you. All right.
Motion.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. All right, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, that concludes new business. Do we have any announcements? Commissioner Wandell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We will be having the Tennessee County Commissioners Association joint meeting again at the Museum of Appalachia on September 2nd. And I believe our good friends at Rogers Group are going to support us again and take care of that. So again, that's Tennessee County Commissioners regional meeting at the Museum of Appalachia on September 2nd. I believe we'll start about 5 o'clock.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Varon.
Yes, Saturday, October 18th from 10 to 2 p.m. There'll be an all abilities fair for disabled people. Everybody's welcome. We expect to get people from all around the area. We're going to promote it really big. This is put together by volunteers, and they're going to have wheelchair basketball, art exhibits, law resources, low vision resources, mobility resources, you know, and a lot of other things. So I would encourage anybody with a disability or even elderly people might want to come out and see this. You
Good
know,
deal. What was the date again?
October 18th from 10 to 2 p.m.
10 to 2. And where?
It's at the Oak Ridge Civic Center.
All right.
It's going to take over the Civic Center. It'll also take over the Conference Center and part of the Senior Center. So it's going to be a really big event.
Okay, good deal. Commissioner Vandegrift.
Yes, I just want to really thank all the people who made the opioid contract signing a success. I think Robbie and his office put in a lot of hard work. Director Brooks and his office, that we appreciate you allowing them to come there and sign and ask questions. Just thank you so much for that. Looking forward to starting our next round of opioid funds disbursement this fall. So we'll be looking for that. And then also I wanted to give a huge shout out to all the fire departments who came to a garage fire very close to my house. Special thanks to the Claxton and Oliver Springs. Medford was also there. Rossville was there. Andersonville. So wanted to thank all those departments. EMS did come out too, to make sure everybody was okay, and the Anderson County Sheriff's Department. So just want to thank everybody for that.
You keep dropping that.
Yeah, I do.
Commissioner Capshaw.
I just want to make an announcement. The Free Medical Clinic is having their 2025 Tailgate Bash. It's the big fundraiser that they have to fund their clinic. It will be at this just moved. It'll be at the Oak Ridge Conference Center on August the 9th from 6:30 to 9. And I do have seats at my table if you guys would like to come, fellow commissioners. So
Thank you.
thank you.
All right. Commissioner Isbell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to acknowledge the Anderson County Fair Committee for a great fair that they put on this year, and I think it's record-setting. Over 900 seniors, and they ran out of food and you know, all that. I mean, they do really well.
Good deal.
But I think it's probably one of the best fairs around.
All right. Seeing no other announcements, do I have a motion to adjourn? We stand adjourned.
And part of the Senior Center. So it's going to be a really big event.
Commissioner Vandegrift.